Okay, so the only homework question I have so far is from lesson 7.6, so it's cross product. The homework's on page 408, and the question is number 9. So number 9 is asking me to verify that 3 different things are equal to each other. So I want to verify that this is equal to this is equal to this. So we got to figure out what each of these 3 things are. So I'm going to start with the middle because that's the easy one. I know the vector k is, so I'm thinking I, j, k, k is the z unit vector. So it's the 0, 0, 1. So I've got that piece. Now I'm going to figure out what the cross product is of I with j and see if I can get those same things. So remember that the vector I is the x-axis unit vector and the vector j is the y-axis unit vector. So I'm going to cross these two together. So we'll check I cross j, and it says verify, so they should all come out to be the same. So we're crossing. And so I'm doing the second times the third minus the, sorry, where am I? The third times the second, which is also 0. And then I'm going to do the third times the first minus the first times the third. And then I'm going to do the first times the second, which is 1. It's like finally one that's different. And then the second times the first, which is 0. And so that simplifies to 0, 0, 1. So that's this one here. And we've proved then that these first two are in fact equal to each other, 0, 0, 1. So we've got one left to do. We're going to check the blue guy, negative j crossed with I. So that's negative j crossed with, oops, with I. And so I'm going to expand that scalar multiple into the vector j before I get started. 0, negative 1, 0. And there's other ways that you could do it as well. 1, 0, 0. And now I'm going to start crossing these guys. So the second times the third is 0. And then the third times the second is 0. And then the third times the first is 0. And the first times the third is 0. And then finally something interesting, we're going to do the first times the second, that's 0. And then we're going to subtract the second times the first, that's negative 1. And so I get 0, 0, and then 0 minus negative 1, so it's 0 plus 1, or 1. And I end up with the exact same thing. And so then I would just write, therefore, we've proven that I cross j equals k equals negative j cross I. And then the answers for B and C will be a similar idea.